Sima S. What is a nikah? Is the state religious leader required, or can it be a contract between two individuals with their friends, family as witnesses? First of all, shukran for the super chat. Much love. Um, right, what is a nikah? So a nikah is on different levels. Oh, it is both of those things. Oh, sorry, did you say leader? Right. Is it state religious? Is the state required? So obviously today, or religious leader required. I'm not sure what that. So okay, is it a contract? I would say a nikah is an understanding that is formalized by rite of passage, um, and thereby holds some sanctity in the eyes of its upholders. So the two people involved, they make a commitment of some of a nature to each other that is sanctified by the faith, um, and to that they are beholden. So this is what a nikah is. In essence, it's simply coming down to a commitment that is being made. Now the question is, well, what kind of a commitment? And there may be, there may be some variation of nuance. So everybody agrees that the commitment is of some kind of rights and responsibilities towards one another. Now they may agree on many and disagree. I mean, they may agree on some, disagree on some. So they will agree that what exactly does that mean? And people have just left it to what society, what the urf will deem as rights and responsibilities, and people can negotiate them as well to a great extent. But really, it is a commitment. That is what a nikah is. See, the problem with this contractual nikah is built upon what is called mukarama, okay, a sense of honor and a sense of courtesy, and not even courtesy doesn't quite describe it best, but like generosity. It's that, and what I mean by that is it's appealing to that nature of humans, of generosity, of care and providence, of support and shelter, of that kind of side. It's appealing to each other. It's not of a mercantile nature. And the problem is people keep treating nikah like it's a commercial thing, because you see they use the word contract, and this is the problem, because you see contracts in our day and age are often of a commercial nature. And the thing about contracts is they are not appealing to generosity or to care or to love or to affection or to courtesy. They are appealing to utilitarianism. Like, what utility do you get out of this, and what do you pay me? And then the problem is that the scholars have then used this language to decode and unpack nikah. So they've treated it like, they say, well, if you look in the fiqh books, it is, it's like tamlikul, they will say buda, where you are giving ownership of your private parts in um, in compensation for the mahar, you know. And where do you get this from? Where is that in the Quran? That it is tamlik al-buda' bil mal, or is, bil mahar, or is istibahatul udw bi, these definitions that the fuqaha use, that the scholars use, that it is declaring permissible, or it is seeking the permissibility of a private organ with the mahar and so on. Where does the hadith teach this? Where does the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam teach this? You are using incredibly legal language, and I'm not against the fuqaha having made this, because in their day and age it worked. You see, the Muslims, the Arabs, came from a state of lawlessness with no rules, and their dream, absolute ambition, was to live in a world where there were rules and order and structure. And so things came to them, the Sharia brought them structures and order and rules. And when you're going from chaos to order, that is overwhelmingly magnificent. So you are all of a sudden finding structure in things. So first it was just like, oh, you said this, I said this, but now, oh, there's a contract. Oh, there's rules. Oh, we are beholden to this contract of nikah. Wow. And it's adding to the awe element. But then what's happened is the world has caught up, and the whole world has gone through modernity, and then it's gone through post-modernity, and now we've got rules upon rules upon rules upon rules, and we've got we've got laws and bylaws and in-laws and sub-clauses, and we're up to our teeth in laws. You've got rules for everything. You've got terms and conditions and fine print, and so using this language today, it's having the adverse effect. It's having a negative impact on nikah. Today you have to kind of clip these strings and free nikah from this kind of commercial attire, because then people treat it like that and it creates offense. Because if you'll have people that will do a nikah and then they will say, well, my responsibility was to, or after they've, been intimate sexually, they'll be like, well, oh, here's £50. You can buy yourself some. I mean, you've degraded a kind of sacred intimacy to something that is akin to an insult. And people will, and I've heard these cases. I've actually heard cases, people doing things like this. They'll be like, yeah, but isn't this what the scholars say? It is just, I'm now providing. There you go. I'm providing. This is halal. I'm providing. So we need to understand that we need to go back. That look, this is not from the Quran or Sunnah. In the Quran or Sunnah, it's open. It's amorphous, but it's an understanding of commitment. And then things like whether it's witnesses or announcements, these are for more dispute purposes. So if people were to dispute it, you have witnesses and people know what's going on. There's, people ain't done onto. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Somebody said Sheikh Sajjad is he in America? Okay, sure. Okay, does a legal document need to be signed, endorsed by the government? Right. Okay, this is it's a tricky one, because I feel that what Islam has left uninhibited and free, we should not be quick to kind of snap its wings or clip its wings. So I would say it comes down to the individual involved. They can have this discussion if they want to register and have a civil marriage, for example, a registered marriage, then they can do that. If they don't want to, they're not bound to do that from an Islamic perspective. But it's up to them. But they should just be transparency, and they should be what they want to do. Obviously, both have their own pros and cons, and I know some people say that every nikah should be registered. I'm not necessarily a fan of that, but just because I believe that what happens is when, let's say, a relationship doesn't work out, and then you need to go to court for 2 years to seek a separation, and I feel that that's just unnecessary, and it's I'm sure it's you know the grief that causes. And then people would say, but then they want to dispute rights, and they want assets from each other, and they want money from each other. Then in that case, if that's what you want, then that's what you do. Then register it. If you want that, or if you but I would say it's up to people. So people can pursue their own, but they should have transparency on what they're doing.